This some bull, man. A messy plan, characters who are powerful for reasons, and a desperate nostalgia bait that does not even work, dude. Does any of this sound familiar? Because it feels like it, and it looks like Lucasfilm is about to do it all over again. So this upcoming Star Wars movie, right? Star Wars Starfighter was supposed to be the one, or at least an attempt at being the one. A fresh start. It was pitched as a standalone adventure from the director Sean Levy, with Ryan Gosling and Amy Adams leading the cast. This was it, the clean slate, or again, an attempt at being a clean slate, away from all this baggage. But figures that promise is already looking a little bit flimsy. This was initially a report from John Roca. I have first seen this report from Josh on the Den of Nerds, who has proven to have a pretty reliable Star Wars source, and they pretty much confirmed this bull. But it is saying that this standalone movie is not really a standalone at all. In fact, the whole point of this movie, allegedly, is to really be a delivery service to bring us right back to the single most divisive character in all of modern Star Wars, Rey. If that is true, which is probably true, it is a massive franchise-breaking mistake, if not broken already. Because this isn't about just one bad plot point. It's really about a pattern of them. It feels like Lucasfilm has learned absolutely nothing from the fan burnout that defined the sequel trilogy. We haven't even seen one frame of footage, and the entire idea of this movie is already a problem because it just feels like they're making the same mistakes all over again. Let's talk about this Starfighter dilemma. Keep it honest, man. Keep it a bug with you. The core of the problem is that Star Wars fandom is really just exhausted. The sequel trilogy broke the fan base. No matter if you like it or dislike it, that is an undeniable fact. And really, right at the heart of all of that is this fatigue for Rey. For a lot of people, Rey is the poster child for the sequel's biggest creative sin, choosing cheap mystery instead of actual character development. So I guess, is it even really any wonder that the announced new Jedi Order movie with Rey got such a lukewarm response? There's a pretty clear signal that the audience wants something different, wants something new. And that's exactly why these rumors about Starfighter feel so stupid, dude. The story going around, pushed by sources like John Roca, is that Ryan Gosling's character has to protect a Force-sensitive child, and his whole mission is to drop that kid off with Rey. Whether it's 100% accurate doesn't really even matter at this point. The fact that fans can hear that and think, yeah, that sounds like something that they would do, shows you how little trust there is between Lucasfilm and its audience. If you're still not too sure and you're wondering what exactly these rumors are, the specifics paint an even more derivative picture. Story goes that Amy Adams will play a Jedi who miraculously survived the destruction of Luke's Jedi temple by Kylo Ren. Ryan Gosling will be a non-Force sensitive character who is hired by Adams to take her Force sensitive child to Rey. It makes these two incredible actors just a little bit more than a delivery service to set up Rey's next chapter. It really is the somehow Palpatine returned playbook all over again. That one line perfectly captured the moment the sequels just gave up. A desperate nostalgia grab that made everything that came before it worse and proved that they had no plan. Now just apply that same logic to Starfighter. The rumor turns it from a fresh start to somehow Rey returned. It comes from the exact same place, a total lack of confidence in these new characters and this really weird and compulsive need to chain everything to Rey and this controversial IP. There's a missed opportunity here. And the real shitty thing is thinking about what Starfighter was supposed to be or what it could have been. Just imagine a real standalone movie, a gritty, grounded story from Sean Levy, starring Ryan Gosling as a morally gray pilot and Amy Adams as this mysterious new character. A movie even with no Skywalkers, no Palpatines, and absolutely no need to service the continuity of a trilogy that split the fandom. A movie that really just could have built its own little corner of the galaxy and told one good, complete story. Or even better yet, set up something for later, Rey's time down the road. That's the movie that we were promised. That was the movie that could have started to fix things, or at least attempted to fix things and get people excited about Star Wars on the big screen again. But no, instead is being set up, at least in the public's mind for right now, as just the opening act for a sequel to a story that a lot of people never even wanted. It really does feel a lot less like a story that Sean Levy was dying to tell, and honestly more like a homework assignment from Kathleen Kennedy to make the last 10 years seem better than they were, instead of just building a future. Excuse my frustration, but you start to see a pattern here, and it feels like it's tied to the end of an era at Lucasfilm. There's been a ton of speculation that Kathleen Kennedy's time as president president might be up by the end of this year. And while she definitely pushed back on retiring, she also did confirm a succession plan that is in the works. This whole slate of films is starting to really feel like less a new chapter and more like a last-ditch effort to lock in her vision and her legacy before she goes. This obsession with Rey feels like trying to force everyone to agree that the creative choices of the last decade were good, no matter how mixed the reception was. But you can't build a legacy by ignoring a huge chunk of your audience. Forcing a connection just to pop up a divisive character isn't building a legacy, it's a creative dead end. It's brand management, not storytelling. A Star Wars movie's success, it isn't just about money. It's about whether or not it can capture people's imaginations. And Star Wars Starfighter, by having its potential completely poisoned by these totally believable rumors, is already failing that test. And it doesn't matter if the rumors end up being true or not. Lucasfilm is asking the audience to get excited for a movie that a lot of us now think is really just a bait and switch. It's a creative failure, not because of the movie itself, but because of what this whole conversation says about the studio and the movie. They're unwilling to listen, trapped in their own feedback loop. By refusing to just move on from its most divisive era, Lucasfilm isn't building a future for Star Wars, it's chaining it to the past. And to be completely honest with you, I think no matter what side of the coin you look at, whether you enjoyed the sequels, whether you didn't like the sequels, you cannot deny how divisive that trilogy was. You cannot deny how divisive Kathleen Kennedy made the fandom, with the help of Rian Johnson, of course. You know what? J.J. Abrams is part of that too. Star Wars needs to get back to a place where at least most of us can agree and like the stories that are being told. And it just doesn't seem like that is going to happen under Kathleen Kennedy. She needs to go. And honestly, dude, this takes away a lot of excitement that I had for this movie. It was a great dub to get Sean Levy, especially coming off of the hype for Deadpool and Wolverine. But if this is really what he's willing to do, because I guarantee you that a story leading up to Rey was not his idea. That was more than likely Kathleen Kennedy saying, hey, let's throw that in your story that you want to tell so bad. But honestly, at this point, I would rather him just walk away. You can have anything, bro. You can have any title, any IP that you want at this moment. Go and do that. But that's really just my personal opinion, I guess. What do you think? If the rumors are true, is tying this new movie to Rey a genius move, or do you think that it is a total disaster like I did? Please, I'm gonna need y'all to let me know something in the comments. But I'm gonna leave that there, man. I appreciate you for staying with me this long. If you agree with me, if you like my take, if you like the video and stayed around, man, hit that like button so we can get this out to more people. I think that this is really now becoming a time where we gotta use our voices, man. And if this is not something that you want in Star Wars, I think it's time to be a little vocal about it. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button too, so that you don't miss any of the future content that gets put out on the channel. I really appreciate y'all, man. But I'm gonna get out of here. Stay geeked and y'all be smooth.